Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw TnTina from Fortnite. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. And this is going to be different. I'm going to go for a different pose, a little more action, a little more strayed from the norm, right? Okay. Because you know, we got to mix it up every now and then. You know, it's one thing to draw, it's another to draw the same thing, and it's another to grow. And so we're going to kind of go for a different pose here. Let's see what we can do. And this is why also I always stress to everybody, sketch out your pose, sketch out a design, come up with something good, and learn to throw pencil lines down until you get where you want to go, because this is a new pose. So I've got to get us in the right direction. And see, that feels off, so I got to figure out what's off about it and how to get me where I want to go. Okay, I think I see it. Yeah, that'll work. So there you go. Anyway, you know, it helps to learn to sketch and see if it's going where you want it to go, because, like I said, we're trying something different, and you got to be able to put it in that position. Got to be able to put her in the pose you want to put her in, so it'll make sense. Because a lot of people like to draw, like, you start with the eyes and build out and draw the head and all that, and you know, for certain people that works, doesn't work for me. I need to sketch. So it's a good tool to keep in your bag. You know, the fact that you can put something where you want to put it, the way you want to put it. Okay, and so the idea I have is to have her kind of jumping, like there's an explosion happening, and so she's getting out of the way. And so I've got her body tilted a little bit. There's her waist. So one leg is going down this way. Right? That's where the knee would be. Bring it down here. Does she have boots on? Yeah. Yeah, and so there's the other thing, is I only have the like store picture, like when you buy her, so you can rotate it and, you know, see all positions, to get the detail from, and then the rest I have to make up. And so that's another reason why I always try to tell you, learn to sketch, because you can take all those details, draw a body in the position you want, and then add those details to the body. And also, this is why I am a sketcher. So I just throw lines down until I see where it's going. Then I start to define it. think that's going to get me there. I just have to add a little bit of detail and get specific with, yeah, just the specifics. So like her shirt, you know. Let's see. Like there's a, kind of goes over her arm here, but her arm is up, so that kind of changes things. Okay. Alright, so let me add just a little bit of detail for the face, trying to figure out the hair. Part it on the side here, like that. And then we'll get going. I wonder if I can add like an open mouth, like she's smiling, like, you know, a little bit of action pose. I don't think your mouth would be closed if you're jumping from an explosion, right? I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'd be more of a shock face. You know what I'm going to go for? The shock face that every YouTube thumbnail is. There's, that always bugs me. The thumbnails of those guys that just have the big wide-eyed open face in every YouTube thumbnail for their page. I'm like, guys, try something different. But hey, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the old man who doesn't get it. You know, that's the other thing. Alright, it's looking good. Just defining a few edges here. And then we're going to do some kind of an explosion. So, let's sketch something out real fast. Something like that, and then I'll add some detail as we go with the Sharpie. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go. Let me just double check. I wish I had time to define a few more little things here, but I think this will be enough. Like her hand here, I'm gonna have the fingers kind of like this, so it's gonna look a little weird with that pinky like pointed. See, here it doesn't look normal. I mean, it looks normal, but when you draw something like that, it's like, where'd the pinky go? Because of the way it's pointed right at you. But that's what I want to go for, so I'm gonna keep it in and see if I can get us there. Which we should. I've had enough practice, but sometimes it doesn't quite work out. You never know. You never know. Okay. I think we're ready. I'm just defining a few things, just because I'm about to erase, and a lot of it's going to disappear. So I'm kind of getting ready. Okay, I say we get going. I'm going to erase these lines. I'm about to switch over to the Sharpie section and welcome everybody that skipped. So let me just take some of the sketch out. That'll leave the darker ghost of an image. That'll guide me. And the pencil won't stand out, the Sharpie will stand out. That's what I'm going for. If you're working with pencil, you just continue. You just start drawing darker. I have to make some of this disappear for that Sharpie. Alright, I think I'm ready. Okay, so let's do it. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. It can find the things that the fine point can't quite find. So I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the lighter sketch lines, and what's left is are the dark lines that are faintly there that'll guide me with the sketch to where I'm going to take it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Sharpie pen because I can control the line widths much better, and I want to draw the fine detail and then build out with the big Sharpie. So I'm going to draw her face, and I've got her kind of at an angle like this, so I'm going to draw the top of the eyelids like this. And that's perfect because, like I said, I've got her head at an angle, so that means they're going to be at an angle like this. So I can now draw the retinas and build off of that. So I'm going to draw a big, ooh, it's big, a little too big, but that's where we are. I'm going to go with it. So I can draw the retinas there, add some pupil, and I just added a few dots with my Sharpie because it'll start to bleed. I can't draw the entire little dot like that, and I'm going to build off of this. So for girls, what I like to do, because this is very defining, I like color to take care of a lot of stuff, but Sharpies define so much that I have to be careful as to what I add and what I don't add. I like to add just a little bit of a cat eye to define makeup and bring it in at the bottom just a little like that. I don't draw the entire eye. I let the bottom of the iris imply the bottom of the eye because, like I said, I can do that with color and not get too defined with the Sharpie like this. So I think I'm going to stop there and then draw the rest of the eye here. So she does have her hair parted over, so I'm gonna, before I start drawing the brows, I'm gonna draw where the part is and the hair over, because I don't want to draw like the brow through it like that. Same thing over here. I'm gonna do this side, and again that'll give me a good stop point and let me define where I can draw to. I'll draw the other parts there in a second. I just want to go ahead and continue with the tutorial of the face. Draw like that. So see what I'm saying? It now stops before it goes through the hair and looks a little bit better. We'll continue the hair in a second. Let's do the face and work our way back up. So for the nose, all I'm going to do for the bridge of the nose is just add a little bit like this, just a touch. And for the nose, I'm going to draw the nostrils and the bulb of the nose because it's so tiny. There's only so much detail we're going to see at this size. So I'm basically just going to come in and do that. That's all I'm really going to do. I'll add a little bit more there because I couldn't quite see it. And then I'll add like the bulb of the nose with color. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to draw her mouth like this. I'm going to see if I can open it just a bit, and then I can draw the lips around that. So I'm going to draw the top of the lip like this. And see what I mean? How the Sharpies kind of really define parts. So there, actually, even that, I couldn't draw the bottom of the lip all the way, so it's already colored in. So nothing I can do there. We're just gonna have to keep going with that. So I'm gonna draw her chin directly underneath, and I'm gonna start to thicken this up too, because once I switch over to this Sharpie, it's gonna get super thick, and so I'm gonna try to blend as to what all of it's gonna do together. So now I can work my way back up to her jaw, then to her side of her face like this. Same thing over here. And again, I'm going to thicken it up. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm just doing it because I know how it's going to look in the end and I'm getting it ready. So now let's work on her hair. So I'm going to draw the strands, but not all the strands. So I'm going to give her part, so it gives me a place to start and stop. I'm going to draw like this. And again, I'm following my sketch, so I'm not just drawing willy or nilly. I'm following the guidelines and the help that I gave myself earlier. And there we go. So I'm just kind of following along the idea that I had. Okay, and let's see. So this side is a little bigger. And I'm kind of jumping back and forth because I'm looking at it as a whole and saying, okay, if I can do that, I should do some of this. Just to get the whole overall look. Like, what's it missing, basically, is what I'm doing. I'm kind of leaning back, saying, okay, what is it missing? What do I need to add? What do I need to highlight? And one more at the top here. Like that. Maybe a little bit more like that. And again, I'm thickening it up just a little bit, just to she got a piece going back like that, just to get ready for the big Sharpie look. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie, and you're going to see what I'm talking about, how big it's going to get. But that's the design. So I've got her kind of jumping. One arm's up, the other one's out, this leg's out, this leg's that. So I'm going to draw her neck down like this. So see how thick that is compared to those lines? That's why I just want to be prepared and get it ready for that. And so her shirt is hanging over her shoulder, but this arm is raised up, so the shoulder's up, shoulder's raised. So I'm going to draw her her clavicle, and then raise it a little bit for the shirt. You're going to see what I'm talking about in a second. Just a bit of a bump, and then the shoulder, which is going up. Again, I'll draw a bit of a bump for the shirt. You'll see why in a second. I'm going to go ahead and draw the arm and work my way through and come right back down. So I'm going to draw her bicep like this. There's the forearm into the bicep. And here's the glove on her hand. Like this, so now I can work my way back down. So go down to the elbow, forearm to the breast. Now, like I said, her arm is up, so her body's twisted a little bit. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to draw the shirt over like that, so I can draw the breast to her rib cage. And let's go ahead and draw down to the shirt. We'll do that, okay? I'm going to bring it out like that, and that's where the shirt's going to be torn across. Now, before I do that, let me just guide you a little bit more with that shirt, and that'll help you where we are, okay? So I'm going to draw her other clavicle like this to this shoulder. That's where the shirt is. Up like this. I'm going to rip it. Something like that. Bring it in. Then I'm going to rip it across. I guess because it's been exploded. Is that what it is? The whole idea of that? And I can go across here, but like I said, because it's up, we're gonna come right back up like that. All right, so let me add a little bit of detail here. There we go. So her shirt, like I said, told you to add a little bump for that. We're gonna do this, and there we go for an undershirt. So you can kind of see where it disappears on that side too, like that. Let's go ahead and get really classy and add some real clavicle like that. Woo! Look at that. Now you're an artist. Now you're drawing all kinds of fancy stuff. So there, that's all we're going to do for that. And we're going to... you know what? She does have this little... I forgot about that. This little... what do you call it? Like wristband, sweatband thing. that we'll do like that, okay? All right. Let's draw that hand. So the hand is pretty much doing this, and I've got it with the thumb out like this, coming up to this finger. Now, I've got this hand like this. So the fingers, that's extended the most little, and it's coming in, and that's almost pointing right at you. So drawing is going to look a little weird, but just the overall picture will look right. So just kind of bear with me here. This one's going to stick out the most. Then this one coming in. This one's around. That one's like that. We'll add some detail here in a second. So you see what I'm saying? The overall picture looks good, but when you draw it, it's like, well, that's a stub. That's not even a pinky. Well, it's because of the way it's shaped, you know? So I'm going to add a little bit of extra detail with this Sharpie because I can control it much better. And let me kind of add some bump lines, and that'll help also guide as to where the creases are in the hand because of all the bends and stuff like that, you know? It happens. And there we go. I say we're good with the glove. Let's move on. So this hand, I've got pretty much the same thing, just kind of sticking out. And it's just an arm with no band, nothing like that. So we're going to draw anatomy, basically. So there's the shoulder, bicep to the crook of the arm. There's the inside of the arm to the elbow. We're going to draw the forearm. Here, there's the edge of the glove is basically what I'm drawing right there. Then the rest of the forearm down to the elbow. And then we're going to draw the glove. Pretty much just like we did there, but more out. So I'm going to draw the glove like this. Side of the thumb. I'm just going to draw the glove. That also will help us, because it's a fingerless glove. That'll help us also define the edge of the fingers like that too. I know I'm doing it with the big Sharpie, so we're kind of limited. But you know, again, this is a learning procedure, you know. You gotta, like I was talking about at the beginning, you gotta, you know, trust yourself to do some crazy things every now and then and just see where it takes you. All right. Okay, so basically now we're going to do some more anatomy. We're just going to draw her leg over this way because she's jumping from an explosion. We'll do that last. So I'm going to draw her waist. She's kind of bent over, twisted. Her body's this way, her waist is going this way. So we're going to draw her waist to her belt. Like that. Like this. Now, this leg is wrapped over, so we got to do that first. So, I'm going to draw her hip to the bottom of her thigh, to her bottom actually. So, it's curved over like this. Now, right here, she has the grenade belt thing, so I have to draw that first, then I could draw the extra detail. So, I'm going to draw the handles, because I've sketched it out, so I know where it's going to be. So I know it's kind of strange how I'm just kind of floating them, right? But again, I've sketched them out, so I know where they're going to go. But I want to draw the handles first, so I could draw the straps over them that are holding them, because the handles are on the outside, which is kind of dangerous. Because if those pins come out, those handles go flying. You would think you'd want to hold those handles down, but hey, you know what? That's why she's TnTina. She's got it figured out, you know? She's got a plan. And we're just going to draw a grenade. You know, just draw a grenade like we do every day. And I'm just kind of making it up, you know, so don't worry if yours doesn't come out exactly like mine. I'm just drawing something for a grenade-ish kind of look, you know? I mean, hey, maybe it's better that yours doesn't look like mine, because I'm not exactly drawing it 100% perfect like a grenade. I'm just kind of giving it that old pineapple look, you know? And then we'll draw like a the side of the pen like that. And there you go. And clean this up a little bit. I started drawing through that little protective part I was talking about, or the grip that's holding it on. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the actual strap that's holding it all together. Going back this way, across, and that's all you can see. We'll add just a little bit of detail just to make it more than just a thing, right? Okay, so now I could draw the rest of her arm, the rest of her bottom arm, which is called an actual leg, if you know your anatomy. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of detail because she does have this cool looking texture to it. Okay, so here's where her leg is bent. So I'm gonna do it like that, and then do this, and then draw her knee. Okay, so there's the underside, like that. And let me add what I was doing there just so you could see. It was kind of a cool looking feature to her pants. It's kind of a raised look to it. Kind of like almost like a padding. Something like that. So see, it's kind of cool. I kind of like that. I just wanted to accent that. Okay, and again, because her leg's bent, we're just going to add some creases and folds like that. All right, so let's draw this knee down to the boot, and it's just a simple. Oops, I lost my picture here. Just a simple texture. It's just regular old boot. Okay, so there is more of that going down. So I'm just going to do one more like that. Bring this over to the boot. There, into the boot. And then let's see, there is some straps going across, so I'm just going to accent it like that. Go down to the ankle, and we'll say it's going all the way around, so we'll go ahead and do like that, and we'll add some texture in a second. So down to the shoe, down to the toe, heel like that. Let's add some texture. All right, so go across like this, just to give it something cool, you know. Let's see, let's add a big tread with this one. I was gonna add it with the small Sharpie, but I think it would look better if we do this. Just something like that, you know. It doesn't have to be exact. It's just I like to draw something for the tread, because that stands out. Okay. All right. So the front of her, the other leg is pretty much behind that one. So we're just going to come down here and do that. All this is on the side here, so we're not seeing much of it, but we'll see a little bit of it. So we'll just do something like that. Draw the knee. Draw those other ones that we did there. Draw the back of the thigh. Again to the knee, to the boot. And I'm going to do just like I did there. I'm going to kind of come out, flare it, so I can accent that down to the heel. And draw the edge like this. Again, draw some big old fat tread. There we go. Add some detail, and then we're going to add an explosion. Okay, so there we go, just like we did there. And this way we're going to do this, just to add like we did like that. And we're going to add this one. I'm kind of following the little stair step thing that I did. All right, there we go. Okay, so let me add a belt for her real fast, and then we're going to do an explosion. All right. Okay, so for an explosion, I want to do it more with color, but we got to add something. So we're going to add some technique here. So we're going to do, boom, there's the explosion pieces going out like that. So that's the darker side. Then light is coming out, fire, obviously, is coming out from it. So we're just going to do something like this. and build off of this. Now you don't have to do exactly like I'm doing. I'm just kind of making it up, you know, so don't worry if yours isn't exactly like this. I mean, there is no rule to an explosion. You do whatever looks right to you. You know, you make it your own. I mean, basically what you're just trying to show is, you know, outward. It's flying outward. So don't worry if you don't do it exactly like me. There we go. So something like that. And there we go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is TnTina. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.